Burke, environmentalist and chair of E3G, the independent climate change think tank. Tom, welcome.
Good morning.
First of all, in terms of the aim that Oliver Shaw was outlining there, the government wanting to shift us off gas, will a levy like this actually work, in your opinion?
Will a levy? Well, what it will do is it will balance up the relative cost of gas or electricity for heating our homes. But right now, the green levies fall on electricity, which puts its price up. They don't fall on gas, which means you're not getting a clear signal on which to go. So this is the right thing to do. But the Times has only really got half the story. The rest of the story is to make this work, you've really got to improve the energy efficiency with which you use, and you've got to invest the money in improving the energy efficiency of our homes. We've just done a piece of work in E3G which looked at, particularly for low and middle class households, that if we invested the money we need to invest in energy efficiency to meet our climate targets, then actually we'd more or less offset all of the current and forecast price rises in gas, about £500 a year off people's bills.
And Tom, sorry, when you say efficiency, do you mean, and not to block the M25, but do you mean insulating?
Yeah, you're quite right. I do mean insulation, and I certainly don't mean to block the M25.
Yes. But in terms of this levy, lots of people are concerned, will be concerned about the money this is going to put on bills. And I wonder, there are many people who might not be able to afford to switch to different types of heating, but will equally be stung by this levy.
No, if the government doesn't do what it said it will do, which is spend over the life of this Parliament about £9 billion in stimulating the improvement of energy efficiency in our homes, then yes, it will sting people. If the government does what it says it has said it's going to do, then it will really ameliorate that cost. And what's more, it will stop homeowners and businesses being exposed to the kind of price volatility we're seeing right now, which I think is going to remain a sort of constant feature as we go through the transition to a low-carbon economy.
Because what are the low-carbon options if you aren't heating your house with gas?
Well, there's a whole range of options for heating your house with electricity, whether they're air-sourced heat pumps or whether they are storage heaters. EDF, indeed, will give you a long list on their website of all of the different ways in which you can use electricity for heat, including, by the way, electric boilers for heating water. So there's a very wide range of technical options. The question is, how do you make sure that it's beneficial to people's bills to do that? And the way you really make that work, as I say, is to make the concurrent investment in improving the efficiency of our homes. We have the least efficient homes in the whole of Europe. We're far worse than most of the other countries in Europe, and that bill falls on our householders already.
What do you make of the suggestion also on the page of the paper this morning, those warnings from industry leaders about factories closing if the government don't step in and try and help them with the massively rising cost of gas at the moment? Is it clear from your perspective what the government could do in this situation?
Oh, yeah.
In the short term?
You're absolutely right. In the short term, it absolutely needs to help those businesses. And there's a difference between the bills obviously falling on householders and what you do with them and the bills that you do for businesses. Businesses, by the way, is quite a lot of the price rise that businesses are facing is not for using gas directly. It's for using gas-driven electricity. It means their electricity bills are going up because we've shifted to gas for electricity. We had shifted to gas for a bit, and there are real more global problems with the availability of gas, not the least because we have effectively about 8 days storage of gas in this country compared to, say, 70 to 80 days in most of the rest of the European countries. So we've not invested in the ability to buffer these kind of short-term price spikes. And that means that is something the government should intervene and do something about. It's not a permanent thing. It's something for right now.
Tom, good to talk to you this morning. Thanks for your time. That's Tom Burke, environmentalist and chair of E3G, independent climate change think tank.